सवा आसु विनश्यति.
Sava ashu vinashyati. When one is envious of the demigods who represent the Supreme Personality of Godhead of the Vedas, which give all knowledge of the cows, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and religious principles, and ultimately of me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he and his civilization will be vanquished without delay.
Hmm. When a person shows hatred to the devatas, the Vedas, cows, brahmanas, devotees, dharma, and me, such a person will be vanquished without delay. So, Lord can tolerate anything, but Lord cannot tolerate these things. When we become so too inimical with the devatas, Vedas, cows, brahmanas, devotees, dharma, and Supreme Lord, they will be destroyed very soon. So for Hiranyakashipu is telling that. So this is a general principle. And Hiranyakashipu doing all these things. He is torturing the devatas. He is going against the Vedas. Vedas are telling to perform yajna to please Lord Vishnu and all the devatas. And now all the yajnas are performed for him. And he is torturing the cows to give milk without being milking on its own. And he is putting all the brahmanas under control and he is telling all the brahmanas to perform yajna for his pleasure and his name. And he is controlling all the devotees and dharma I mean, whatever he says that is dharma, and he's always eager to kill Vishnu. He's not finding Vishnu, that's why he's not able to kill. So since he could not find Vishnu, out of that frustration, he is torturing the devatas more and more. So like that. So next. Okay, my dear lord, he's doing all these things, but when will you kill him? So you are telling that such a person will be destroyed. So, but he's doing all these things. Why are you not destroying him? Why are you not killing him? Why are you not protecting us? Why are you not saving us? Then the Lord says, Nirvairaya Prashantaya स्वसुताय महात्मने स्वसुताय महात्मने प्रहलादाय यदा द्रुयेत् धनिष्येऽपि वरोर्जितम्.
Kashyapa teases the great devotees Prahlad, his own son, who is peaceful and sober, and who has no enemy. I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately, despite the benedictions of Brahma.
Hmm. So even though Lord will destroy someone who will harm the Devatas, Vedas, cows, Brahmanas, devotees, Dharma, and Supreme Lord himself, but in the case of Hiranyakashipu, Lord says, even though he is doing all these things, I will not kill him, but I will only kill him when he will torture his own son, Prahlad. When Hiranyakashipu afflicts the great devotee Prahlada, his own son, who is peaceful and without enemies, is Prashantaya Nirvairaya. I shall immediately kill Hiranyakashipu, despite the benedictions of Brahma. Even though he got so many benedictions by Brahma, but I will kill Hiranyakashipu the day he will torture Prahlad beyond Prahlad can tolerate. So now he has become strong by the blessings of Brahma. Afflicting the Devatas for a long time, he has not been destroyed. I tolerate everything but not violence to my devotee, that is Prahlad. So now the next question is, where is Prahlad? Name. Bhagavan Vishnu already told the name. Prahlada, who will be the son of Hiranyakashipu. Now where is Prahlad? When will that Prahlad will be born? Hiranyakashipu, according to Vishnu Purana, the story goes like this. First, Hiranyakashipu went to perform tapasya. His tapasya was so severe that was burning the entire three lokas. All the devatas were getting burnt. They immediately went to Brahma. They told, my dear Brahmaji, either you give him blessings or do something to stop him or divert him here and there. Generally, whenever somebody performs tapasya, Indra would send apsaras to divert them. But now Indra cannot do anything like that. So Indra only approached Brahma, you please do something. So Brahmaji requested Narada and Indra, hey, both of you please go and do something to dissuade him. So both Narada and Indra, assuming the form of a bird, small parrot kind of thing, they came in nearby vicinity of Hiranyakashipu where he was performing tapasya, and they chanted Hari Hari Narayana Narayana loudly so that Hiranyakashipu can hear. Where Hiranyakashipu heard the names of Narayana Narayana Hari Hari, he got disturbed. So he was looking all around, and the two birds flew away. Otherwise, Hiranyakashipu would have killed them there itself. So he thought, yeah, these birds are not allowing and they are coming and uttering my enemy's word name. So he went home, thinking that this Narayana should be killed. I should get power and I should kill Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He was always thinking Narayana, but with the intention to kill Narayana. When he went back, eventually, he was spending his time with his wife. As a result of that, his wife gave birth to 5 children. Actually, 4 children were born. One girl, one daughter, and 3 sons were born. And on the day the Hiranyakashipu and his wife were uniting, so Hiranyakashipu was thinking, what is this? I have come here and I have been engaged in family activities. I was supposed to perform tapasya and get power and kill Vishnu. What am I doing here? So while he was in union with his wife, he was thinking of killing Vishnu and he was thinking about Lord Hari, Lord Narayana. I have to kill him. I have to go back and perform tapasya and kill him immediately. And he united with his wife and immediately he got up from the bed and he went to forest and began to perform tapasya. And then eventually she became pregnant. So when he went to perform tapasya, Indra and some other devatas, they came and arrested Kayadu, thinking that she is now pregnant. Her son would be very as powerful as Hiranyakashipu and they would cause harm. Other sons were under the protection of mamas and other things. So they were not there. Only Kayadu was there and they captured her and they were taking her all the way to in a safe place, to a safe place. Then Nardamuni suddenly came and said, so my dear Indra, don't worry. This child will be a great devotee because while conceiving, Hiranyakashipu was thinking about Lord Hari, Lord Narayana. Though in the negative way, but he was simply thinking about Lord Narayana. As a result of that, he will have a son who will be the great devotee of Lord Narayana. You don't worry. He will not cause any trouble to you. He will be a best friend to all of you. So hearing the words of Nardamuni, immediately Indra and other Devata, they circumambulated Kayadu for 3 times, begged forgiveness and they left away side. Then Nardamuni was going away. Then Kayadu said, my dear sir, please save me. So these Devatas cannot be trusted. They can again come and take me to their custody. Please give me your shelter until my husband comes back. So Nardamuni says, okay, no problem. Come to my ashram and do some menial service in the ashram and you stay there, no issue. Then Kayadu said, so please do one more favor. The Indra was arresting me because when I deliver my child, he wanted to kill. Though you told that my child will be a devotee, but we don't know. Cannot trust Indra. He can again come and kill my son when he was delivered. So let me not deliver my son until my husband comes back. So Nardamuni says, okay, no problem. Because anyway, Nardamuni knew that this child is going to be a great devotee. He want to utilize this time. As long as Hiranyakashipu was performing tapasya, Kayadu was in the ashram of Nardamuni and Nardamuni was regularly speaking Bhagavad Katha. And Kayadu was only looking in the direction. The Hiranyakashipu may come anytime. So today my husband will come, today morning he will come, today afternoon will come, today evening will come. She was only anticipating the arrival of her husband. Though she was listening, but she was not hearing proper attentively. But the child in the womb was attentively hearing every word spoken by Nardamuni. So for a long time, Hiranyakashipu performed tapasya, that much time he was hearing. And after completing tapasya, after blessed by Narada, Lord Brahma, Hiranyakashipu came and arrested all the devatas and torturing them. In one sense, he forgot about his wife and his other children. He was only focused on torturing all these different devatas. So now, only when Prahlada has to take birth and Prahlada has to grow. When Hiranyakashipu tortures Prahlada, Lord will appear and kill Hiranyakashipu. For all this thing to happen, Hiranyakashipu should remember his wife. So the Devatas again pray to Lord Vishnu. Oh Paramatma, you are there in the heart of all of us, you are also there in the heart of Hiranyakashipu also. For many years, Hiranyakashipu completely forgot about his wife, who was staying in the ashram of Nardamuni, who had requested Nardamuni that she will only deliver when her husband comes home. So please remind Hiranyakashipu that his wife is there somewhere. He should go and get his wife back. When his wife comes back, his wife will deliver a child. That child will grow faster, and Hiranyakashipu will torture his son, and Lord will appear. So, in order to make things faster, the Devatas again pray to Lord Vishnu, saying that, my dear Lord, please inspire Hiranyakashipu to remember his wife and bring her back, so that she will deliver the baby. So, like that. So, what can be done when somebody is in trouble? They have to. So, now all of us might have a question. So here Prahlada is glorified as a devotee. So what kind of devotee is he? What kind of devotional qualities does Prahlada possess? A glimpse of that is given in the next section. What kind of wonderful devotional qualities that Prahlada possesses? So when that kind of a wonderful personality is tormented by Hiranyakashipu, everyone would say that this Hiranyakashipu does not deserve to live anymore, he should be killed. So like that. Everyone would say that. So to that effect, now Nardamuni will continue to describe.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ah,
Prabhuji, like earlier days, we saw that means the children used to take birth and they grow faster immediately, like in 1 prara or two, 3 praras, like that.
hmm.
But also they had the capacity that if they wanted, they can withhold the child in the womb for whatever amount of time they want. Is it like that? Because in case of Diti also, we saw that yes, she held them for 100 years in
Yes,
the
yes.
womb.
Because they are great
And
people, they have that potency. Yes.
okay.
Hmm.
And one more thing, Prabhuji, like means if somebody is thinking about the Lord negatively also, still the like you mentioned na, at the time of conception, he was thinking about Vishnu and he wanted to kill Vishnu like that.
Hmm.
So even thinking about negatively, still the result can be positive, like the conception and Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. They are actually
Not always, but in some special cases. Here, this person himself is not a ordinary person. He is thinking natively because of the result of the curse of four Kumaras. But he himself is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, Jaya Vijaya. Okay?
okay.
So because they are not ordinary people, they are Lord Vishnu's eternal associates. That's why all these results we are seeing. But same thing may not happen with everyone. It is not necessarily with everyone.
Okay.
Like for example, Kashyapa and Diti when they are united, Kashyapa might be thinking about Lord Vishnu only, but Diti was thinking that I should have a son who should be rival of Indra, who should be sitting on the throne of Indra. That was her contemplation. So that became
Yeah.
prevail. So she bought two sons who are like that. Even though Kashyapa's contemplation might be about Lord Vishnu, even though he is a great devotee, but Diti's contemplation was stronger than that of Kashyapa, so her contemplation became victorious.
Okay. And means that is how the Hiranyakashipu is sitting on the throne of Indra now,
Uh,
like that.
yes.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Mm. So generally, if somebody is thinking negatively, result will be negative only. But here in the case of Hiranyakashipu, we have to see his background also. Even though he's thinking negative, his negativity is also fully Krishna conscious.
Yeah, and it's Lord's arrangement also, na Prabhuji, like because Lord has already promised Devatas that
Mm.
his son, when he takes birth, I will, and he will torture them, I will appear. So
Mm.
it was all maybe orchestrated by the Lord himself.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now Nardamuni will say that having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord will go back to his own abode. श्रीनारद उवाच
श्रीनारदवाच
इति उक्तलोकगुरुणा
इति उक्तलोकगुरुणा
सम्प्रणम्य दिवौकसः
तं प्रणम्य दिवौकसा
न्यवर्तन्तागतोद्वेगा
न्यवर्तन्त गतोद्वेगा
मेनिरे चाशुरं हतम्
मेनिरे चासुरं हतम्. The great saint Narada Muni continued, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master of everyone, thus reassured all demigods living in the heavenly planets, they offered their respectful obeisance unto him and returned, confident that the demon Hiranyakashipu was now practically dead.
Narada said, addressed in this way by the Guru of the worlds, the Devatas offered their respects returned to their places. Relieved, they considered that the demon had already been killed. Because Lord told, don't worry, when Prahlada is tortured by Hiranyakashipu, I will come and kill him. Because the Devatas also prayed, my dear Lord, please inspire Hiranyakashipu to go and get his wife back so that she will deliver the child. So Lord accepted, no problem, I will inspire him so that he will get his wife back. The child will be born. So now the Devatas are completely relieved. So because as soon as the wife comes home, she will deliver the child will grow slowly, and eventually because the child is devotee and father is a non-devotee and there is always conflict, the things will happen very soon. So Devatas thought that, yes, Hiranyakashipu is dead now. They are like relieved. Okay, even though torture will be there, it will be only there for few more years, not so long. So now, who is Prahlada? So because Prahlada was glorified as a dead devotee, the Lord said one important point. Even though all these people are troubled, I am not responding, but I will not delay when Prahlada is troubled. So what is the specialty of Prahlada? Why Lord is going to respond quickly? I mean, ये सब लोग मतलब Vedas, cows, Devatas, Brahmanas, devotees are all getting troubled and Lord is not doing anything. And he says, Prahlad is getting troubled, I will immediately respond and kill Hiranyakashipu. What makes Prahlada so special? So Prahlada's wonderful qualities are mentioned in the next section starting from 30 to 42. So like that. Tasya Dhaityapate Putras
दैते पति पुत्रस्
Chatvara Paramadbhuta
यत्र वा परमाप्त
Praharado Bhunmaham Tesham
प्रहरादो भूनमहास्तेषां
Guner Mahad Upasakaha.
गुणैर्महद् उपश्यक्ष. Hiranyakashipu had 4 wonderful, well-qualified sons, of whom the one named Prahlada was the best. Indeed, Prahlada was a reservoir of all transcendental qualities, because he was an unalloyed devotee of the personality of Godhead.
Of Hiranyakashipu's 4 wonderful sons, Prahlada, a devotee of the Lord, was the best in terms of wonderful qualities. So what kind of qualities does Prahlada embodied? The next entire section is all about his wonderful qualities. Because Prahlada possesses all these wonderful qualities, Lord did not tolerate for a long time. Brahmanya Shila Sampanna
Brahmanya Shila Sampanna
Satya Sando Jitendriyaha
Satya Sandho Jitendriya
Atmavas Sarvabhutanam
Atmavat Sarva Bhutanam
Eka Priya Suhruttamaha
Eka Priya Suruttama
Dasavas Sannataryangri
Dasavat Sannataryangri
Pitruvaddina Vasalaha
Pitruvadina Vatsala
Bhratruvas Sadrishe Snigdho
Ratruvat Sadrushe Snigdho
Gurushu Ishvara Bhavanaha
Gurushu Ishvara Bhavana
Vidyartha Rupa Janmadhyo
विद्यार्थरूपजन्माढ्यो
मानस्तम्भाविवर्जितः.
मानस्तम्भाविवर्जिता.
So he was
Qualities of
no. I will take the shloka
okay.
and the translation together. He was devoted to spiritual knowledge. Brahmanya. Brahmanya means Brahma Vidya. Adhyatma Vidya Vidyayam, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like that. He was only dedicated to spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of absolute truth. He is not at all interested in any material knowledge. That will be mentioned later verse also. And Shila Sampanna. He is endowed with all good nature, good qualities, good character. Satya Sandho, true to his promise. Jitendriya, in control of his senses. His father was Ajitendriya, and on the contrast, Prahlad was completely Jitendriya. That's why he was completely happy, and his father was not at all happy. And then he was friend to all beings like Paramatma. Atma was Sarva Bhutanam, just like Paramatma is friend to all. Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Deshoshu Na Priyaha. Like that, Prahlada never had any feelings like if my friend is my enemy. Even he chastises his teachers, Guru and Chanda and Amarka. You people are teaching me that friend and enemy. I don't want. I want to see everyone equally. So like that. He is friend to everyone like Paramatma. Eka Priya Suhruttama. Surrender to the feet of the wise like a servant. Okay. So Atmava Sarabhutanam Eka Priya Suhruttama means he is dear to everyone like the Paramatma. So and then Dasavas Sannatang Sannataryangri. It says that he surrendered to the feet of the wise like a servant. Sannata Arya Angri. Arya means the saintly people. For all saintly people, he is acting like a menial servant. Kind to the suffering people like a father. Pitruva Dina Vassala. He is kind to the suffering conditioned souls. Affectionate to equals like a brother. Bratruva Sadrishe Snigdho. With all his friends, he was like a brother. Gurushu Ishvara Bhavana. He would consider his respectable Guru as a Supreme Lord. Hmm? So even Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, sorry, Bhagavatam 11th canto, Uddhava Gita, he was tells that Acharyam Mam Vijaniyam Na Avamanneta Karejit Na Marte Buddhyasuyeta Sarvadevo Mayam Guru. So one should treat Acharya to be like me. What is this Guru Ashtakam? We say that Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastrai. We should treat the Guru as Hari. So in that way. He is respectable to Guru as Lord Hari. He is endowed with knowledge. Vidyartha Rupa. Janmadhyo. Janmadhyo. He is completely endowed with knowledge, wealth, beauty, and good birth. So Vidyartha is endowed with knowledge, and Vidya is endowed with knowledge, Artha is endowed with wealth, Rupa is beauty, Janma is good birth, and Adyo, etc. etc. Many things, but Shloka. Mana Stamba Vivarjita. He does not have any mana, he does not have any Stamba. Without free of pride and unsubmissiveness. So what was that verse from Bhagavad Gita chapter 15? Who is qualified to come back to Godhead? Text number 5. Nirmana Moha Chitasanga Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandvair Dvandvair Sukadukka Samnyer Gachantamuda Padamavayam Tat. So like that. All those wonderful qualities whoever possesses, they can come back to Godhead. Here Prahlad is possessing all those wonderful qualities. He is the most qualified one to come back to Godhead, as per Bhagavad Gita. All these wonderful qualities he possesses. Nirmana, Nirmoha, and everything. Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama, Dvandve Vimukta Sukadukka Samjayar, Gachyanta Muda, Padamavayam Tat. Every wonderful quality is there for a person who is ready to come back to Godhead. Everything will be there in Prahlada. So these are all about some important qualities. Then Narada Muni further continues. In addition to them, many more are there. Nodvigna Chitto Vesaneshu Nispruha.
न चित्तो व्यसनेषु निःस्पृहा
श्रुतेषु दृष्टेषु गुणेषु वस्तुदृक्
श्रुतेषु दृष्टेषु गुणेष्व अवस्तु दृक्
दान्तेन्द्रियप्राणशरीरधी सदा
दान्तेन्द्रियप्राणशरीरधी सदा
प्रशान्तकामो रहिता सुरोऽसुरः
प्रशान्तकामो रहितासुरोऽसुरः. Although Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family of Asuras, he himself was not an Asura, but a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Unlike the other Asuras, he was never envious of Vaishnavas. He was not agitated when put into danger, and he was neither directly nor indirectly interested in the fruitive activities described in the Vedas. Indeed, he considered everything material to be useless, and therefore he was completely devoid of material desires. He always controlled his senses and life air, and being of steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all lusty desires.
Nodvigna chitto veshaneshu nispruha. His mind was not at all agitated by calamities. So later on we'll see in the next chapter, even though his father was trying to kill him by different means, he was not at all disturbed. Under all circumstances, simply remembering the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Hari. He was without desire on hearing or seeing sense objects. People would say that life is meant to enjoy, and you go to heaven, you will enjoy the more. So, Surteshu means hearing about the enjoyment in heaven. Drishteshu means the enjoyment in the earth, which we can see in front of us, our eyes. But he was not at all interested in that enjoyment. Enjoyment in this life or in the next life. Because he controlled his senses, his life airs, his body and intelligence. Desire was always subdued. He don't have any material desire. He only has one desire, that let me remember Lord Vishnu. Though born in a family of demons, he did not have the nature of a demon. Rahita Asuro Asuraha. So he was born in the Asura family, but he does not have any quality of a Asura. So like that. So he does not envy anybody. Asuras means they envy others. They does not tolerate others being happy. They does not tolerate other being powerful, position, opulent, and etc. etc. That is the nature of Asura. Asura means I should be the topmost position. Ishwaroham, Aham Bhogi, Siddhoham, Balavan Sukhi. This is the mentality of Asura. And Prahlada, though born in the Asura dynasty, he did not possess such kind of quality. So like that. Yasmin Mahadguna Rajan
Yasmin Mahadguna Rajan
Griyante Kavibirmuhu
Grihyante Kavibirmuhu
Nate Duna Pidiyante
Nate Aduna Pidiyante
Yata Bhagavati Ishware.
Yatha Bhagavati Ishware. O King Prahlad Maharaj's good qualities are still glorified by learned saints and Vaishnavas. As all good qualities are always found existing in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they also exist forever in his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlada's good qualities are glorified by the wise. Kavibir Muhu, again and again. Just as all good qualities are always found in the Supreme Lord, they also exist even now without covering in Prahlad. So here Narada Muni is speaking to Yudhishthir Maharaj just before the beginning of the current Kali Yuga, when Pandavas were ruling, and he says in the present sense, even today Prahlad possesses all these wonderful qualities. That means even now also Prahlad is staying all around. We have already discussed this in the fifth canto while discussing the Jambudipa. In Harivarsha, Prahlad is still staying now. So even today, Prahlad Maharaj possesses all these wonderful qualities. The great qualities of Lord, such as forbearance and inscrutability and spiritual, and situated him in him naturally, which are glorified by persons with discrimination. All the great sages will understand that the forbearance and inscrutability are not ordinary qualities. In the ordinary human beings, we cannot see them. Only in the Supreme Lord we can see them completely, and his closest devotees can manifest these qualities. Forbearance means tolerance. So, in that way. These qualities are not fixed in the jiva, but are found in the persons related to Lord. Those qualities are perceived by the wise man's purified senses, starting with the mind. That is the meaning of saying that the qualities are glorified by the wise. That means, even though Prahlad possesses all these wonderful qualities, ordinary people cannot notice that. Only great personalities who can scrutinizingly evaluate, the great sages, can understand that Prahlad possesses the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord. Those qualities are explained to be eternal. These qualities have not been covered even now. Till this time, they exist, uncovered by time and karma. Though all this time has passed, so the pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha killed by the Supreme Lord happened in the Chakshusha Manvantara. So from Chakshusha Manvantara even till now, the middle of Vaivashvata Manvantara, Prahlada Maharaja exhibits all these wonderful qualities. Though all this time has passed, Prahlada remains with those qualities in Harivarsha. Sometimes Prahlada stays in Harivarsha. Sometimes Prahlada stays in Sutala Loka to meet his grandson Bali Maharaj. Sometimes Prahlad Maharaj goes to Dhruva Loka to meet Lord Vishnu, to have darshan of Lord Vishnu, etc. etc. Or sometimes Prahlad Maharaj goes to Mahavaikuntha, which is located just above Satyaloka. Above Satyaloka, we also have the abode of the Manvantara Avatara. Sometimes he goes there to serve the Lord, to take the darshan of the Lord. So we can see Prahlad in one of these four places, either in Harivarsha or in Sutraloka with his grandson, or in Dhruvaloka with Lord Kshirodaksha Vishnu, or in Mahavaikuntha with Lord Manvantara Avatara, whoever is now. That is Lord Vamana. So like that. He's still there. Why he's still there, we'll understand in the later part when Prahlad offers prayers. That time we'll understand that. Yam sadhugata sadasi
Yam sadhugata sadasi
tripavopi suranrupa
Vopi Suranapa
pratimanam prakurvanti
Pratimanam Prakurvarti
किमुत्तान्ये भवादृशा.
Kimauttane Bravadisha.
O king,
In many
no, I will read. In devotees discourses, the enemies of the demons, namely the devatas, what to speak of the persons like you, would cite Prahlada as an example of a great devotee. So, when there are spiritual discourses, if at all one want to say that, hey, see, this devotee is a wonderful devotee. In order to say a devotee is a wonderful devotee, they would say that this devotee is like Prahlad. So Prahlad has become as a benchmark for anyone to say whether somebody is a devotee or not, devotee of the highest order. They would always compare that, hey, this devotee is like Prahlad. So like that. He has become a benchmark devotee. Gunair alam sankyayer
Gunairatnam asankhyaye
mahatmyam tasya suchyate
mahatmyam tasya suchyate
vasudeve bhagavate
vasudeve bhagavati
यस्य नैसर्गिकी रतिः.
yasya naisargiki rati.
So Nardamuni is saying, who can list the innumerable qualities of Prahlad? It is accurately said that his greatness was his natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. Vasudeve Bhagavati Yasya Naisargiki Rati. Naisargiki Rati means causeless attraction towards Lord Vasudeva. The number of qualities cannot be counted. Thus, who can say enough? Who else could be so excellent? Let others have good qualities, but the cause of Prahlada's qualities was something else. What was that? They speak well of his greatness. Why Prahlada possesses all these wonderful qualities? The reason is Prahlada possesses natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. We, in spite of hearing that we should attract Lord Krishna, we should be attracted to Lord Krishna, we don't have any attraction for many years. But Prahlada had natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. He does not want anything. His father is the Lord of the entire universe. He is not interested in that. He is only interested in Lord Vasudeva. What was his greatness? He had natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. Or another meaning is the greatness of Prahlada, who had natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva, can only be slightly indicated since it is impossible to define fully. So the next two verses will indicate what kind of natural attraction that Prahlada possesses for Lord Vasudeva. The next verse says Krishna Graha Gruhitatma. He was as if haunted by Lord Krishna. Some say Vasudeva means Lord Narasimha. Others say Vasudeva refers to Lord Krishna because in Prahlada's prayers in the Vishnu Purana it is said that Avir Babhuva Bhagavan Pitambar Daro Harihi, the Lord wearing yellow cloth appeared. Yeah. So different understandings. So Vasudeva Naisargik Rati, it could be either to Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna, or to Lord Hari, or to Lord Narasimhadev. The understanding is the next verse will mention that Krishna also, Krishna Graha Gruhitatma, and also it is said later Govinda Parirambita. Prahlada was embraced by Govinda. Here, if you take Govinda to be Lord Krishna, then Lord Krishna, he was naturally attracted to Lord Krishna. Others say that Prahlada first had attraction to Lord Vasudeva and then later for Lord Narasimha when Lord appeared as Narasimha. So before Lord Narasimha appeared, he was always thinking about Lord Vasudeva. After Lord Narasimha appeared and delivered his father and protected him, Prahlada became attracted to Narasimhadev. He made Lord Narasimha as Ishtadev. That is quite natural. Because Prahlada saw the Lord in the form of Narasimha. So eventually he will be attracted to that form of the Supreme Lord. Thus, it is mentioned in this verse that he had a natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. His attraction, his attraction did not develop by sadhana over many births, as is the case with others. For other sadhakas, one develops attraction to Supreme Lord by one sadhana for many lifetimes. But for Prahlada, it is a natural attraction for Lord Vasudeva. It is unlike other sadhakas. It is special attraction by the special mercy of Narada Muni. He had such a wonderful attraction for Lord Vasudeva. Like that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, like Hiranyakashipu, whether there is any past life known about Prahlad also, like how he
No
he
idea,
was.
I don't know. But in the NOD, in the Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada quotes, of course, it is there quoted by Rupa Goswami only. In the previous life, Prahlada was a devotee and every night he would hear the pastimes of Lord Hari. So like that it is mentioned. So in the previous life also he was listening to the pastimes of Lord Hari only. He was completely absorbed in hearing the pastimes of Lord Hari. And in this life also we saw that for many, many years he was hearing from Narada Muni. And he was specially
Yeah.
blessed by Narada Muni. That way we can say. He has special blessings of Narada Muni, obviously will manifest the highest order of devotional qualities.
Okay, so he has been doing the Shravan Bhakti even from the previous birth, like
Yes,
that,
yes.
in the womb also. In this birth. Okay. Thank you.
All other devotees are able to follow. Any questions from other devotees till now? Hare Krishna.
No, no, Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. Nasya क्रीडनको बालो
न्यस्तक्रीडनको बालो
जडवत्तन्मनस्तया
जडवत्तन्मनस्तया
कृष्णग्रह गृहीतात्मा
कृष्णग्रहगृहीतात्मा
न वेद जगदीदृशम्.
न वेद जगदीदृशम्.
So here it is said, Narada Muni says, Prahlada as a boy was uninterested in playing because his mind was fully captivated by Lord Krishna. He acted as if dull. He did not understand this material world. You see, he was not interested in Krida. It is same as Narada Muni, the small boy, the son of a maid servant. That boy was also not interested in playing. And Jadavat, he was behaving like Brahmana Bharata. who does not want to interact with this material world. He just want to absorb in the meditation of Supreme Lord. So Prahlad possesses all these wonderful personalities, qualities. The quality of Bharat Maharaj, the qualities of Narada Muni, so like that. So thus, as a result of that, he did not understand this material world. This is also will be explained in the future chapters. Even though Chanda and Amaraka teaching so many things, Prahlad would never listen to those things. So Prahlada's natural attraction towards Lord Vasudeva is explained in 6 verses, 37 to 42. So what kind of attraction Prahlada had for the Supreme Lord will be explained in the next 6 verses. Though a boy, he gave up childish play. He was like a dull-witted person, since his mind was always concentrated on Lord Krishna, which was not common to others. If you see our kids in our homes between 1 to 5 years, they are always eager to play something. But Prahlada was not interested in play, unlike any other common child. His mind was not attracted to Lord Krishna like other devotees. Devotees, the practicing devotees like all of us, we also have some attraction to Lord Krishna by force, not natural. But Prahlada's attraction is not like our attraction. Rather, his mind was completely overcome by Lord Krishna, who was like an object of greed. Thus, he did not understand the world of material dealings. He understood only the world of Lord Krishna. And say the next one is Krishna Graha Gruhitatma means he was as if haunted by Krishna. He behaves as if he was haunted by Krishna. One who is haunted by somebody else, one cannot be in one's natural position. One will be dictated by the haunting thing. So in that way, since he was as if like he was haunted by Krishna, he was only thinking about Krishna only, nothing else he was interested in. Like that. Asina paryatan ashnan
Asina paryatan nashnan.
shayana pravivan bruvan
Shayana prapiban bruvan.
nanu sandatta etani
Nanusandatta etani.
govinda paribhrambita.
Govinda parirambita.
Thus, being always embraced by Lord Govinda, he was not aware of his actions while sitting, walking, eating, lying down, drinking, and talking. So he was like haunted person. So as a child, he might be doing sitting, walking, eating, sleeping, drinking, talking, etc., etc. But he was not conscious of all those things. They were all happening automatically. Just as a 1 year old baby is constantly embraced on the lap of his mother or father, Prahlada was constantly embraced by the Lord while doing all these activities. Prahlada and no one else saw the Lord. So for Prahlada, he was constantly embraced by Lord Govinda and he would see the Lord. Looking at the Lord, he would enjoy all happiness. Because he is constantly embraced by the Lord, constantly looking at the Lord, he is not interested in any other things. Even though his mother would feed him, bathe him, and dress him, and all these things he would do, those things are happening automatically, unconsciously for him. That's why it is said Jadavat. From the external point of view, he was like a Jada. He was not at all interested in what's happening around him. He was only interested that Lord is embracing him and he was looking at the Lord. So that is explained in the next verse. So what do you mean by embracing? Kvachit rudati vaikunta
Yadrodati Vaikuntha,
chintas shabhala chetanaha
Chitta Savana Chetana,
kachid dathati tanchitta
Vachitta Stita Chinta,
hlada udgayati kvachit.
Udgayate Kvachit.
When his mind became troubled because of absence of the Lord, he would cry and then he would laugh on seeing him again. Joyful on thinking of the Lord's mercy, he sang loudly. Just like mother or father embraces their children, baby or baby girl or baby boy, they'll be very happy. In order to do the household activities, if the mother keep the child aside in front of the playthings, for some time the child may play, but immediately remembering the mother, the child would cry in order to attract the attention of the mother or father. When the mother or father come and embrace the child and take the child on their lap, the child will laugh immediately. Similarly, Prahlad also, He would cry when Lord not embraces him. And when Lord comes back, he would laugh. So when the Lord would appear again and Lord would say, "Oh Prahlada, oh child, why are you crying? Just by not seeing me for a moment you are crying?" Then Prahlada would laugh like a happy child, seeing his mother who would embrace him after a long time. He would think, "My Lord makes me happy by showing himself to me by his mercy." Thinking in this way, he would be joyful. So that means he was embraced by the Lord continuously. When the Lord is not embracing, he would cry, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When all the ladies were not chanting Lord's names, he would cry. When they are chanting Lord's names, he would laugh. Same thing happening with Prahlad. That means the Lord was personally present with Prahlad, and Prahlad alone could see the Lord. If Lord is not seen by Prahlad, Prahlad would cry. That is a kind of devotee he is like that. Nadati क्वचिद् उत्कण्ठो
Nadati
नदति क्वचित् उत्कण्ठो
विलज्जो नृत्यति क्वचित्
विलज्जो नृत्यति क्वचित्
क्वचित् तद्भावनायुक्तः
क्वचित् तद्भावनायुक्तस्
तन्मयो अनुचकारः.
तन्मयो अनुचकारः.
Sometimes in great longing he would cry. He would cry out or would dance without shame. Sometimes lost in thoughts of the Lord, identifying with the Lord, he would imitate the pastimes, Lord's pastimes. Here again, same thing. When again Lord would disappear, he would cry. And when Lord would appear, he would laugh. So like that. The Lord would cry out. So when Prahlada would see the Lord suddenly appear at a great distance with intensified longing, the Lord would cry out, "Oh Prahlada, oh dear child, without seeing you, I get no satisfaction, since you alone are most dear to me." When the Lord would say this, Prahlada in great bliss would become confused and dance without shame. He is not worried about who is there around, he would dance like madman. Like for Narada Muni, it is said after the Veena was given by Lord Vishnu, he would continuously travel all over the universe and chant without worried what others are thinking. Namani anantasya hatatapa pratan guyani badrani kritani cha charan gham paryatan tushtamana gataspruha. So gataspruha means he lost external consciousness. He is not worried about who is next to him, what they will think and all. He simply chants and dances, playing his veena, and travels one place to other place in the entire universe. So like that, here Prahlada also exhibiting the same symptoms. When the Lord disappeared out of great pain of separation, he would lose himself in deep thoughts of the Lord and identifying himself with the Lord out of the strength of the Vyabhichari Baba or Unmada. He would imitate the pastimes of Rama and Krishna, which they displayed when they appeared in this world. This we can see in the case of gopis. During the Rasa Panchadhyaya, when the Lord disappeared, the gopis out of Unmada, they would perform all the pastime that Lord Krishna performed till now. In all those 7, 8 years, whatever Lord Krishna did, they would enact it in the form of drama. So like that. So Prahlada would also do same thing because he heard from Narada Muni about the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. All those years he while he was in the womb, and he remembers and he would act. So like that. So two more verses that describe the qualities of Prahlad. Kvachit utpulakastushnim
क्वचिदुत्पुलकस्तूष्णीम्
aste samsparsha nirvrutaha
आस्ते संस्पर्शनिवृता
aspanda pranayananda
अस्पन्दप्रणया
salila milite kshana.
सलिलामीलिते क्षणा.
Sometimes with hair standing on end, he would remain silent, blissful because of the touch of the Lord's hand. Without movement, he would remain with his eyes half closed, filled with tears of joy, expressing his affection for the Supreme Lord. So, when the Lord is not seen in front of his eyes, he would always think that Where shall I go? Where will I see the Lord? Sometimes, out of grief of separation, he would close his eyes. Suddenly, he would see the Lord in his heart. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastimes he performed in Gambhira. Where is the Lord? Where is the Kutakela? Something like that. Same way, Prahlad would display. By the touch of the Lord's hand, he would become blissful, and his hairs would stand on end. He would become motionless, aspanda. His half-closed eyes would be filled with tears of bliss, expressing his affection for the Supreme Lord. When Lord appears, his eyes would downpour with the tears, and he would be stunned. His hairs would stand on the end, like that. So this is the way the Lord would reciprocate with Prahlada. This is the interaction between Prahlada and the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is always seen by the Supreme Prahlada. Like that. The last shloka. Uttama shloka padara vindayor
So,
श्लोकविन्दयो
निषेवया किञ्चन संगलब्धया
भविष्ये कञ्चन सङ्गलब्धया
तन्वन् परां निर्वृतिमात्मनो मुहुर्
तन्वन् परं निर्वृत्तम् आत्मनो मुहुः
दुःसङ्गदिष्णस्य दीनस्य मनः समं व्यदात्
दुस्सङ्गदीनस्य मनः सम्यक् व्याधः
His bad associates become absorbed in the Lord and experience the highest bliss by their association with a devotee who had nothing to do with anything material and by engaging in the service of the Lord's lotus feet. So now, not only Prahlad was completely absorbed in the Lord, but those who come in the vicinity of Prahlad, those who associate with Prahlad, they also developed the same attraction for the Supreme Lord, which will be explained in the future chapters. All his classmates also began chanting Lord's names and began meditating upon the Supreme Lord, began experiencing the transcendental ecstasies by remembering Lord's wonderful Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. That is what happens when one comes in the association of a great devotee. What was that verse? Sadhu Sangha, Sarvasiddhi hoy, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, sorry, Sadhu Sangha, Sarvashastra hoy, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarvasiddhi hoy. Even Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha also can make one perfect. Same thing happens with the friends of Prahlad. So like that. So Prahlad not only manifested wonderful devotional symptoms, but whoever came in touch with him also manifested those wonderful devotional symptoms. That is the greatness of Prahlad. So Narada Muni telling all these wonderful qualities. He already told that the Lord promised that when Hiranyakashipu tortures Prahlada, then Lord will appear. So now Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to ask a question. How come, uh, how come a son who is a great devotee, who is obedient to the parents, and the parents will torture him to the extent of killing the child? That will be the question. The answer will be explained in the future chapters. Now, last four verses, let us do and then complete for today. Tasmin Mahabhagavate
Tasmin Mahabhagavate
Mahabhage Mahatmani
Mahabhage Mahatmani
Hiranyakashipur Rajan
Hiranyakashipu Rajan
Akarodagamatmaje.
Akarodaghamatmaje.
O King Yudhishthira, the demon Hiranyakashipu tormented this exalted, fortunate devotee, although Prahlada was his own son. Even though Prahlada was his own son, okay, if somebody is a devotee, Hiranyakashipu tortured. But here, this devotee is his own son. In spite of being his own son, tormented him. So Yudhishthira Maharaj raises his hand. My dear sir, how can son is a devotee, obedient and gentle, and everything good qualities is there, and father should be happy? And how could father torture him to the extent of killing him? So that is a question raised by Yudhishthira Maharaj. Sri Yudhishthira Uvacha
श्रीयुधिष्ठिर उवाच
Devarsha etad ichchamo
देवर्षैतदिच्छामो
vedutum tava suvrata
वेदितुं तव सुव्रता
yadatmajaya shuddhaya
यदात्मजाय सिद्धाय
पिता दात् साधवे ह्यगम्
पिता दात् साधवे यगम्
पुत्रान् विप्रतिकुलान् स्वान्
पुत्रान् विप्रतिकुलान् स्वान्
पितरा पुत्रवत्सला
पितरा पुत्रवत्सला
उपला उपालभन्ते शिक्षार्थम्
उपालभन्ते शिक्षार्थम्
नैवागम् अपरो यथा
दैवागमः परो यथा
किम् उतानुवसान् साधून्
किमुतानुवशान् साधुन्
तादृशान् गुरुदेवतान्
तादृशान् गुरुदेवतान्
एतत् कौतूहलं ब्रह्मन्
एतत् कौतूहलं ब्रह्मन्
अस्माकं विदमः प्रभो
अस्माकं विधमः प्रभो
पितुः पुत्राय यद्वेषो
पितुः पुत्राय यद्वेषो
मरणाय प्रयोजितः
मरणाय प्रयोजिता
So in these three verses, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, "O best of the sages among the devatas, O Devarshi, 15 vows, I wish to know why Hiranyakashipu gave suffering to Prahlada, the pure devotee's own son." The king asked in great astonishment what he asked at the end of the first chapter. So first chapter के end में also he asked the same question, but now again he is asking. Because now he is hearing in great detail about Prahlad Maharaj. Every parent would be very happy when they have such a son. But how can Hiranyakashipu become so angry? A father and mother affectionate to their children chastise them when they are naughty in order to teach them, but do not make them suffer as enemy would. They do not give suffering as an enemy would give. What to speak of tormenting sons who honor their fathers, who are devotees and who are obedient? Please remove my doubt that a father could have such a hatred that he would try to kill his own son. So please remove this doubt. What hatred of a father, what kind of hatred of a father would be so intense that he would like to kill his own son? So even parents chastise their children just to correct them when they are very naughty. But no parents want to kill their children. So how can Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill his son Prahlada, who is so gentle, who is so affectionate, who is honoring his parents, respectable, etc., etc. So this is the question, and the answer will be given in the future chapters. So we'll stop here for today. Any questions at the end? Just closing before closing.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have one question from the last section. So can I ask it now?
Quick.
Yeah, like in the third chapter, 21 verse, it is said that, O best of the Asuras, for this reason, I am now prepared to give you all benedictions according to your desire. And I belong to the celestial world of demigods who do not die like human beings.
Hmm.
So means the demigods do not die like human beings. So how? But also we know that we say na that they also have to die one day. They are not completely immortal.
No, the Devata abode itself is called Amara. Amara means there is no Mara, there is no Mrityu. They are simply shifted from the heavenly abodes to a different place as per their karma. So that is the
Different
understanding.
abode means they will go to upper planetary system only, na Prabhuji,
No,
because there is no
if they are
karma in
qualified
that.
to if they are qualified to go to upward, they will go upward. If they are qualified to come downward, they'll come downward. See, when it is
No,
said
but we
Mrityu
say
and
na that.
all, see, you have to understand the context. When it is said about Mrityu and all, for those people who visit Swarga as a result of their piety, when their piety is over, Kshine Punya Martaloka mission, they have to come back to Martaloka, the abode of death. That is Bharatavarsha.
Yes.
So in that context, we have to understand like that. So here the discussion is with Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is Asura. So they have a distant time period to die. So in that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So those who have not gone from here to Swarga, like how we say Kshine Punya Martya Loka mission. So those people who are permanent residents of Swarga only, so
Hmm.
they will be going upward only, na Prabhuji, in their self same body, because they will not give up the
Not
body,
self
na.
same body, because they have done so much bhakti, they'll go back to spiritual world, having attained spiritual bodies.
That's what my problem of understanding is. Means they go in the same body or they get different body. They leave that body aside here.
No, I don't know the details whether they leave or not, but they'll go to spiritual world. Whether it may be self same body, it may they may attain the spiritual body also. It does not matter. But basically, they don't have death the way we see the death here.
Okay, means not the pain of
Even
death.
if they go the self same body while passing through the five universal layers, the earth, water, fire, and ether, the earth element from their body will disintegrate from their body and enter into the earth element in the universal covering. And water element will unite with the water element in the water layer. Fire element will unite with the fire layer. Like that, they give up all the 24 elements and the transcendental body they enter into spiritual world. Whether you give up the body here or whether you can give up the body during the passing through the seven universal layers, also you can give up the body.
Oh, okay. Okay, Prabhuji. And
So it
maybe
is
the pain, like how we say na, that so many scorpions bite, like pain happens at death. So
that is
maybe
for
that,
us. That is for us.
that
Not for
is for
them.
us, for now.
Hmm,
That's
not for
for
them.
them. It will be not the painless. It
No.
will be painless death.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
See,
Hare Krishna.
all these things that Prabhupada mentions and scriptures talk about, mainly in relation to the human beings, the place where we are living. Most of the things are in relation to us. All other places,
Yeah.
things are a little different.
Yeah, and so many rules and regulations also, as we saw in the fifth canto, na,
Yes,
Prabhuji, they are
yes, yes.
applicable here only, where
Hmm.
the,
Yes.
not
Other devotees, does anybody else have any questions?
No, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Okay. If no questions, we'll stop